So this is Steve Ridgel, and my wife and I have been in our daily reading through Judges, and boy, you know, the book of Judges in the Old Testament is interesting. Great stories. It's a great book to read if you like stories, because some of the stories are just weird, strange, hard, difficult, odd. But here's kind of the theme that we're seeing a lot in Judges. The people followed God, and then they listen to other gods. They chase other gods. They forget about the real God. They do things. They drift away. They wander away. They go away from God. And then God sends a judge who calls them back and leads them. And they come back and they repent and they're faithful for a while. And then the judge dies and off they go. And God has to send another judge. And it's just kind of a repetitive pattern. And I find myself thinking, what is the matter with you people? Can you not just be consistent and follow God? Look how much better it is to follow God, and look how much trouble you get in when you don't follow God. So what is the matter with? And then it dawns on me that may be written for a lot of reasons. Now, some people try to say that's the deal with our country, and I don't believe that because our country's too young. I don't think that's a lesson for country. No, but it's a lesson for the church. Well, I mean, maybe because periodically churches will kind of drift away from God. They talk about it, but they really are following other gods more than God. And sometimes they'll get another preacher who'll call them back. And I know that, but I don't even think that's written for churches or the church. You know what I think the Bible's speaking to me? I think it's talking right into my life, because I'm about the time I say, what is the matter with you people? I think how many times God must have said, what is the matter with you, Steve? Because when I look back in my life, I'd be faithful and I'd follow God and it'd be great. And then something would pull me away a little bit. Or maybe I'd follow God, but part of my life I'd not. Or maybe I'd struggle over here, and then something would happen. God would send someone in my life, a friend, a brother, a preacher, a spouse, a kid, somebody who would speak truth to me, and then I would come and I would do really well, and then and I realized my life was a whole lot like that. Follow Jesus, follow Jesus. And you know what? Here's even a better lesson I take from it. Every time those people left God, he sent someone to bring them back. They didn't always listen, but he always sent someone. And so a couple of things I just think are pretty good lessons for all of us. One is, let's try to be more consistent following Jesus. I can't be too hard on those people because I'm just like that sometimes. So let's all try to be a little straighter. Let's try to stay on our path. When we start wondering, let's come back and let's try to stay on the path. But a second thing, if somebody's speaking truth into your life and it's uncomfortable and you don't like it and you wish they'd mind their own business, maybe God's sending someone in to say, quit living like that. Start living like this. Listen to the people in your life. Listen to the preacher. Maybe he's actually preaching something you need to hear. Listen to the counsel of elders and friends and biblical, God-fearing, Jesus-following people in your life. Listen to them. And number 3, sometimes maybe we're the one called into someone's life. I look back at a lot of friends where I should have been a lot more upfront and said, stop it. Don't live this way. You can't live this way. I know you love Jesus. Quit doing, or start doing this. What is the matter with you? And maybe sometimes God's asking us to be in someone's life in love and gently maybe, or maybe a little more directed to say, let's follow Jesus better. Well, then, yeah, those are some of my thoughts out of our reading in Judges. This is Steve Ridgel, committing to do a little better.